Jefferson County Court at Law number 2 is back in session. First case we're gonna call is cause number 331312. Case is style of State of Texas versus Haley Renee McCray. Ms. McCray, would you please come forward? Ms. McCray, you can stand on the X in front of the bench. Ms. McCray, your full name is Haley Renee McCray. Ms. McCray, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. McCray, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Ms. McCray, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. McCray?
I'm doing good.
That's good. Now, Ms. McCray, I have before me a document. Mr. Porter. A document that is, first off, I'm gonna go over this. I have two documents. This first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Ms. McCray, do you recognize this document?
Yes.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you'd like to have your case reset so you can hire your own attorney? Now, Ms. McCray, before you signed and initialed this document, did you read the document?
Yes.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay. Now, Ms. McCray, also, you have before you a document that is titled Standard Bond Conditions and County Court at Law number 2. Do you see that document? I will go over this document with you. And it reads, following arrest and or accusation in County Court at Law number 2 of Jefferson County, Texas, all bail bonds executed for release of any defendant named herein are ordered subject to the following additional conditions. Number 1, the defendant shall commit no offense against the laws of this state, any other state, or of the United States. Do you understand that condition?
Yes, sir.
Condition number 2, the defendant shall submit to testing for drugs and alcohol at any time as directed by the court. The court may revoke the bond and order the arrest of any defendant who, A, refuses to submit to a test for drugs and alcohol when directed to do so by the court, or B, submit to a test for drugs and alcohol, and the test indicates the presence of drugs and alcohol in the defendant's body, and that's pursuant to the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure, Article 17.44, Section A2 and Section C2. Do you understand that condition? And condition number 3, the defendant shall not communicate either directly or indirectly with the alleged victim of the pending offense, and the defendant shall not go near any residence, school, or other location frequented by the alleged victim. Do you understand that condition? Now, condition number 4 does not apply to you because that only applies in a DWI case. In your case, is not a DWI case. Now, Ms. McCray, if you violate any one of these conditions, your bond can be revoked. And if your bond is revoked, a warrant will be issued for your arrest and you can be placed in the Jefferson County Jail. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Ms. McCray, your case is going to be reset to give you an opportunity to hire your own attorney. You're going to stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator, and she will reset your case. And once your case is reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
All right, thank you.
All right, stand on the 4X. Stephen Mayfield? Is it Craven? Craven Mayfield? Craven Mayfield? Your full name is Previn Mayfield or Previn Joseph Mayfield?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mayfield, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Mayfield, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Mayfield, you may put your hand out. How you doing, Mr. Mayfield? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Mr. Mayfield. I have before me a document that is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights of Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line as titled defendant? Are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to have your case reset so that you can hire your own attorney?
Yes, sir.
Now, Mr. Mayfield, before you signed an initial, you gotta take the gum out your mouth, Mr. Mayfield. Okay. Now, Mr. Mayfield, before you sign an initial, this document, did you read the document?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand what you read?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mr. Mayfield, your case is going to be reset. You're gonna stand on the 4X in front of our court coordinator. And once she resets your case, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day.
Yes, sir.
This person's, Okay, ladies and gentlemen, when I call your name, come up to the bench, one at a time. And you're gonna stand on the X in front of the bench. Erica Reese. Good morning. This is cause number 327-954, case of style of state of Texas versus Erica Alice Reese. Ms. Reese, is that your full name? Ms. Reese, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Reese, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Okay, Ms. Reese, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Reese? I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking, Ms. Reese. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document? Is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Are these your initials on the line stating you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney? Also, I have before me a document that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature that is titled Defender Signature. Is this your signature? Now, Ms. Reese, before you signed and initialed these documents that I've just mentioned to you, did you read the documents? And did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Ms. Reese, I read these documents. Also, I read the affidavit of indigence, and based on your answers in the affidavit of indigence, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that's going to be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Langston Adams. Ms. Reese, you're going to stand on the X in front of our court coordinator. She's going to reset your case. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. Mr. Adams will be giving information on you and you'll be giving information on him. Stay in contact with your attorney and your boss. Please stay on the podium. David Collier. Court is in session and calls numbers 332, 33. Let me start that again. Calls number 332, 328, and calls number 332, 332. And the case is style of state of Texas versus David Wayne Collier. Mr. Collier, is that your full name? Yes. Mr. Collier, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Collier, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Yes. Mr. Collier, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Collier? Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Collier, I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled defendant? Are these your initials on the line stating that you want to apply for a court-appointed attorney? And Mr. Collier, I also have before me a document that is titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document? And on page 2 of this document, there's a signature that is titled Defender Signature. Is this your signature? Now, Mr. Collier, before you signed and initialed these documents, did your attorney go over these documents with you? Well, no. Did you go over these documents? And did you read and understand everything in these documents? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay. Mr. Collier, I read your answers in the affidavit of indigence. Based on your answers, you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. And the attorney that's going to be appointed to represent you in this case is Attorney Terrence Allison. Mr. Collier, you're going to have a seat in that chair that has the black and yellow tape on it, right at the wall. And then when you, she's going to call your name and come up to her window. You go up to her window. Once you finish at her window, you'll be free to go and you have a blessed day. She'll give you information on how to contact your attorney, and your attorney will give information on how to contact you. You have a blessed day. Well, you can't, well, let me see that again. I'm gonna just read, in order to do that, it says here, you may not speak to the prosecutor about your case unless you find a written waiver of your right to be represented by an attorney. So if you want to talk to the attorney, to the prosecutor, you would have to waive your right to have an attorney, and you'll be representing yourself. That's what you want to do, or do you want a court-appointed attorney? Okay, so we're gonna have to get you to change the, he's gonna have to change this here. He's gonna have to do a waiver. Just gonna have a seat. He's gonna have to fill out some more documents. Okay, Marco Flores. Okay. This is cause number 328-800. Case is style of State of Texas versus Marco Antonio Flores. Mr. Flores, is that your full name?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Flores, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Flores, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Mr. Flores, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Flores? That's good, Mr. Flores. I have before me two documents. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials on the line stating that you would like to apply for a court-appointed attorney?
Yes.
And also I have I didn't even look at this one. He meets it on this one. Now, Mr. Flores. Yeah, that's what happened. I didn't sign it. I don't know. I did. Okay, Mr. Flores, I'm looking at a document here that's titled Affidavit of Indigence. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
And is everything in this document true and correct to the best of your knowledge?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Flores, looking at your answers in your affidavit of indigence, income and expenses, I don't think you meet the eligibility requirements for the appointment of a court-appointed attorney. Okay. Now, if all of this information that you say is true and correct. So at this time, Mr. Flores, your request for a court-appointed attorney is going to be denied. And what we'll do, we'll give you an opportunity to reset your case. You see, you can talk to an attorney about hiring an attorney, or you can represent yourself. Those are the other two options. Okay. So what would you like to do? You like to have your case reset to hire, see if you can hire your own attorney? Or you will? Okay. Mr. Okay, Mr. Flores, we're going to Mr. Porter. Did you get that back? He's gonna have to, I guess he didn't qualify. But this, we'll just have that in his file just in case, so we'll know that he didn't qualify. Yeah. We'll just make a note here, say it didn't qualify. My initials, okay. Okay, Ms. Flores, you're gonna stand on the floor in front of our court coordinator, and she's gonna give you information. Your case is gonna be reset, and stay in contact with your bondsman. Once your case is reset, you'll be free to go on your own blessed day. Sorry, you finished with your paperwork? Did you come back on? Having that paperwork. Thank you. Okay. Court is back in session, cause number 332-328 and cause number 332-332. Okay, now your full name is David Wayne Collier. Mr. Collier, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Collier, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Now, Mr. Collier, you may put your hand down. Mr. Collier, I have these two documents before me. The first document is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without an Attorney. And do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant?
Yes.
Are these your initials on the line that say you want to waive your right to an attorney and to represent yourself?
Yes.
Also, I have here a document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea. You recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Collier, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? Okay, Mr. Collier, you can go back and have a seat in the gallery. Mr. Porter, would you please hand this to the prosecutor? And yes. Oh, good morning. How you doing?
Good, sir. Mr. Fontenot, I talked to his mom.
Is that Mr. Fontenot right there?
Mr. Fontenot, right?
Mr. Fontenot, would you come on up? Mr. Fontenot, okay. Oh, this is, I didn't have it before. Fontenot. Hold on a minute. 332-440. You have a judge's explanation, the other sheet. Did you have two sheets?
No, he already turned on my stuff.
I thought, no.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is right there. Okay, thanks. Okay. For the record, is your name, well, first of all, this is cause number 332-440 and cause number 332-442. Both cases are style of state of Texas versus Lorenzo Jamal Fontenot. Mr. Fontenot, is that your full name? Mr. Fontenot, would you please raise your right hand? Mr. Fontenot, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Mr. Fontenot, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Mr. Fontenot? That's good, Mr. Fontenot. I have before me two documents. First document that I have is titled Judge's Explanation of Rights to Defendants Without Attorney. Do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that is titled Defendant? And are these your initials on line stating that you like to waive your right to an attorney and to represent yourself? Also have before me a document that is titled Waiver of Counsel for Purposes of Entering a Guilty Plea or Proceeding to Trial. Mr. Fontenot, do you recognize this document? And is this your signature on the line that's titled Defendant? Mr. Fontenot, before you signed and initialed these documents, did you read the documents? Did you understand what you read? And is everything in these documents true and correct to the best of your knowledge? All right. Now, state is represented by Attorney Tommy Coleman. Attorney Coleman, you
I just want
have
to
an announcement.
Yes, Judge. As it turned out, I spoke to Mr. Fontenot's mother yesterday on the phone. Her intent, as she expressed to me, was to come to our office and complete a affidavit of non-prosecution. I had no idea that his case was set today. My understanding with his mother, who was here today outside the courtroom, was that when she did the affidavit of non-prosecution, the state would dismiss these cases.
Okay.
She has not done the affidavit of non-prosecution. However, if she's willing to put it on the record And if she puts it on the record, her desire not to prosecute, the state will prepare a dismissal.
Okay, you're gonna, You say
With
she's here?
permission, she's here. I'd like to bring her in.
you can bring her
And
in.
just put that briefly, that her desire not to prosecute on the record. Patterson. Patterson.
Hey. Yeah, wow, don't tell him.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, Brandy, I kill. Okay. Court is in session in two cases. First case is cause number 332-440 and cause number 332-442. Both cases are Sal, the state of Texas, versus Lorenza Jamal Fontenot. And Mr. Fontenot is charged by information in both cases with the offense of terroristic threat, family violence. And I also have before me the complaining witness. Let's see, in cause number 332-440 is that Tanisha R. Patterson.
Yes, sir.
And in cause number 332-442, the complaining witness is Galen Fontenot. Okay, that's different. Okay. So, Mr. Coleman, you like to,
Yes, Judge, I'd ask that Ms. Patterson be sworn, please.
okay, Ms. Patterson, would you please raise your right hand? Ms. Patterson, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Patterson, you may put your hand down. How are you doing, Ms. Patterson?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Mr. Coleman?
Thank you, Judge. Could you please state your full name for the court reporter?
Tanisha Renee Patterson.
And how do you know, or how are you related to Lorenza Fontenot?
I'm his mother,
How old is Mr. Fontenot?
17.
And are you the complaining witness in cause number 332-440?
Yes, sir.
That's the case involving a terroristic threat
Yes, sir.
that your son allegedly made directed toward you.
Yes, sir.
Yesterday, you and I spoke on the phone, correct?
Yes.
And you indicated a desire to me not to prosecute this case or pursue any further charges against your son. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Your son, in addition to being 17 years old, does he have a criminal history at all?
No, sir.
Have you had any other incidents involving your son in which the police were involved?
No, sir.
Where has he resided since this incident occurred?
In my home.
And in the other case, number 332-442, that case is also a terroristic threat, but it involves a Kalen Fontenot. Who is Kalen Fontenot?
His younger brother.
Who happens to be a minor, correct?
Yes.
But you are his legal guardian.
Yes, sir.
parent.
Yes, sir.
And it is your position as the guardian or the parent of Kalen Fontenot that likewise you do not want to see prosecution of that case as well.
Yes. Yes.
Has there been any other incidents involving law enforcement between Lorenza and Kalen?
No, sir.
Do you have any fear or feel like, at least at this time, that there needs to be either any further law enforcement involvement or court intervention as it relates to your,
No, sir.
that's all the questions I have for Ms. Patterson.
Okay, Ms. Patterson. You excuse.
Thank you.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
You finished?